Good day, brothers and sisters. Wisdom at Dawn, episode 322. A mind replete with all Dharma is vigilant, a limited thought. Once upon a time, there were many spiritual practitioners living on a mountain top. At this practice center, there were two bhikkhus who were good friends. One said, "I heard that on the opposite mountain lives an elder named Jayata. Venerable Jayata is very advanced in his cultivation. He is an experienced practitioner, so we should pay him a visit and ask him to share with us his experience of engaging in spiritual practice." So these two bhikkhus decided to head toward the nearby mountains. Now on the way there, they found a tree to sit under and they rested. The monastery did not seem very far away. However, they did not know exactly where Venerable Jayata lived among this group of people. And at this time, they happened to see an old and frail practitioner. As the two bhikkhus saw that he was collecting and bundling firewood to carry up the hill, they asked him, "Excuse me, sir, we would like to ask you if you lived on this mountain." "Yes, I do," the old man said. "Oh, good. Then do you know Venerable Jayata?" He said, "Yes, I do." "I see. So where can we find him on this mountain?" And he told them, "If you go up the mountain, go to the third cave in the third mountain. He lives in the third cave over there." After saying their thank yous, the two bhikkhus happily went in that direction. As it turned out, it was somewhat far. As they reached the third cave, when they almost arrived, they saw the same old man standing there. And he seemed very familiar. And when they got closer, the old bhikkhu turned around and smiled to greet them. The two bhikkhus were so surprised. "Sir, aren't you the spiritual practitioner we saw at the bottom of the mountain?" They then realized that this man was very advanced in his practice. He must have achieved internal skills. He was very familiar with the mountain path and could swiftly move about. Isn't that a spiritual power? He had arrived before they did. Despite his old age, he was still able to move very swiftly. This showed his mastery as a spiritual practitioner. So with great sincerity and respect, the two younger bhikkhus prostrated before him, and they asked, "Sir, are you Venerable Jayata?" To which the old man said, "Yes, that would be me. Why are you looking for me?" The two bhikkhus did not ask about anything in particular. They just said, "Venerable One, you are the senior practitioner replete with so many virtues. And in this community of bhikkhus, why are you the one who goes up and down the mountain to personally gather firewood?" The Venerable Master replied, "This is simple. It is just a simple task of gathering firewood, and is the offering that I make to the Sangha, and it is helpful to the lives of many monastics. Even if I had to use my arms and legs as firewood for them, I am willing." "But why?" the two immediately asked him. "Because I constantly recall the suffering of birth and death in my past." So they asked, "Venerable One, what had happened in your past?" And the elder began to explain. "In my past lives, I lived 500 lifetimes as a dog. And in these 500 lifetimes, I was always living in run-down places, and I never had anything to eat. Last life, I had 2 full meals. One was when somebody got drunk. He ate a lot and got drunk, and then he threw up everything, so I ate it all. But as I was eating, I was also beaten and severely injured. Thus, I experienced unbearable suffering. And another time, I encountered a family where the husband was a farmer who went to work early in the morning. The wife stayed at home to prepare lunch. When she had finished preparing the meal, she ran out to take care of something. So I seized the opportunity to go into the house. And when I saw food on the table, I was so happy that I stuck my head inside the container to eat the food inside until I was so full. But when I tried to pull my head out, I was stuck. I could not pull my head out, so I struggled. And at this time, the farmer came back, and when he saw me, with my head stuck in the neck of the jar. In a fit of rage, he used the handle of his axe to smash the jar, and at the same time it smashed my head, and thus ended my 500th lifetime as a dog. It was a very sad and terrifying time. Then Venerable Jayata told the two bhikkhus, "Young men, remember, always walk on the right path. Even though you are still young, remember to remain vigilant even in times of peace. You live your lives quite leisurely, but you should heighten your vigilance. Once you deviate and lose your footing, you will fall into the lower realms, and this will bring unbearable suffering." In thinking about my own past lives and the lifetimes of suffering that I had endured, I have decided to serve the monks. Beyond gathering firewood, I am even willing to use my arms and my legs as firewood. After hearing the story of Venerable Jayata, the two young bhikkhus came to a realization of the importance of staying vigilant. Another interesting story that Master shared was about the building of the hospital in Taling, where we entrusted Dr. Lin with leading the Taling Tzu Chi Hospital. People came from all over Taiwan to help set it up, inside and out, as well as to recruit employees. One day, a young man came to the hospital. He saw an older gentleman cleaning the bathroom, so he asked, "Uncle, can you please tell me where's the superintendent's office?" The older gentleman replied, "What will you be doing in that office?" "Oh, I'm here to apply for a job." So he said, "All right, just go straight down this hallway and turn to that doorway and you will see the superintendent's office." "Oh, I see," said the young man. "Thank you very much." Then he kept walking. So shortly after that, the same older man entered the office, but now he was wearing a doctor's white coat. The doctor came up to him and said, "Hello, young man. We just met earlier. Please allow me to introduce myself. I am the person that you're looking for." "Oh, you are the superintendent." "Yes, I am," said Dr. Lin. You see, the superintendent was there to ensure that the hospital would be quickly clean and tidy up. And he personally set a good example for the staff to follow. In another instance, when over 1,000 volunteers of the northern Taiwan region came to help with the major cleaning of the hospital in Xindian, Taipei, hundreds of hospital employees also helped out. This very large group of people split up the responsibilities for cleaning different sections of the hospital, both inside and out. Each team was assigned a specific section. The hospital superintendent Chow assigned himself to clean the restroom because he wanted to thoroughly understand how to clean the dirtiest of all places so it could smell fresh and be free of odors, and be so clean that there was no dust or dirt. Master says this is what leaders must do. They must accomplish good things by adapting to different capabilities. These various skillful means all have to do with leading by example. When our minds are inherently replete with all dharmas, by adapting to different capabilities, the Buddha used infinite skillful means to help us accomplish the good things that we do. To give us this hope, he taught us the Bodhisattva way. And thus, whether it be good or evil, noble or unenlightened, no matter it's good or evil, it all exists within this mind. Our mind allows us to become Buddhas, but it may also cause us torment for 500 lifetimes. If we end up trapped in the animal realm for too long, that would also be caused by our minds. Therefore, we must be mindful always.感恩 for listening in. May wisdom and inspiration be with all always.